YouTube. I don't even know what to say to y'all. It's been a minute. I keep saying, I'm back. And then guess what? I don't come back. And it's a problem, and I know. But it's kind of a gloomy day out today. Not that that matters. Not that I'm making excuses right now. But I just haven't been locked into picking up the camera and pressing record. So we're going to try to lock in today. I've been consuming a lot of content around day in the life. And I feel like that might be a little bit easier for me to film just because I can do a couple days at a time worth of shit, press record a little bit of stuff throughout my weekend or throughout my day, and then compile that into one video. So I think that's the goal for today. We are getting ready to head to the gym. I'm making myself some electrolytes. Yes, I'm still on the Santa Cruz electrolytes. This shit is gas. Last time I filmed, I think I had like the melon one. This one's the honeydew. They're about the same. So every morning I've been drinking a scoop of that. Doesn't matter if it's a rest day. Doesn't matter if I'm training today. Doesn't matter if I'm doing a ton of stuff or doing nothing. I always start off with one scoop of electrolytes from Santa Cruz. And I do feel like I've been feeling incredible because of it. It's been really helping. So we're going to get this started. I'm also going to make myself a cup of coffee. I'm going to the gym fasted this morning. It's currently 10:55. Was I planning on waking up earlier and getting to the gym earlier? Yeah, I was. But guess what? A bitch slept in because we're off work today. It's Friday, June 19th. Juneteenth. My job is closed for the day. The corporation I work with honors the federal holiday. So in turn, I don't have to work today. So it's a day off. So the plan is make some coffee, go to the gym. I'll talk a little bit about my split once we get to the car or once we pull up to the gym. But yesterday, Nikki and I, we were kind of crazy. We had to grocery shop last night, and then we decided to get some Buffalo Wild Wings. So I am full. My stomach kind of hates me, if I'm being totally honest. But I don't need to have this massive pre-workout meal for my lift today. I already feel like I'm still full from last night's food. I had a wrap and some fries. But man, that fried food, that fried chicken, those fries, the sauce, oh man. It wasn't the best decision I've ever made, but it was fucking good in the moment, so I don't regret it. But we're going to take all of that shit that we ate yesterday and we're going to power that into our lift this morning or early this afternoon, depending on what time we get there. Made it to the gym. It is 12:22 and we are gonna run a lower day today. So my new split that I've just started running this week is upper lower. So I've got upper A, upper B, lower B. And I have it in my notes here. I did not come up with this split, I got it online, but we're running the upper B today. Not sure if y'all can see that, but essentially it is low volume, high frequency. So instead of doing 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps in your traditional hypertrophy, you're doing max 2 sets, sometimes even 1 set. And your rep range is anywhere between, I would say 4 to 8. Ideally, I like to try to get at least 6, but I'm failing on every set. So even though it's only 2, sometimes 1 set, you're literally failing every single set. So when you're in there, it's weird because it doesn't feel like, it feels exhausting because you're pushing and pulling and, whatever, a lot more weight than you would on like a push-pull legs or any other like 5 4 to 5 day split, it does feel different. It feels more exhausting. But when it comes to being in the gym, you don't have this like crazy, at least I haven't experienced like a crazy pump. Sometimes I'll get like a bicep, tricep pump, but for the most part, you're not doing a lot of volume. So you're decreasing your fatigue and in turn making it a lot easier to recover and go in and hit the lift the next day, whether that's upper or lower. So I'm on lower B. I started this split on Monday. It is now Friday. I took a rest day on Wednesday. And you can kind of rest as much as you would like or as much as you don't want to as well on this split. But it does feel a lot different. I hate when it's gloomy on days where like you don't have work or even on like a Friday. It's like, why is it gloomy on a day like today, but like Mondays and Tuesdays, it's like nice and beautiful outside? I feel like that's unfair. We should not have that, especially in June, you know? But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. The plan for the rest of this video is to obviously film my workout, and then I might pick up the camera over the next couple of days and just show you clips of what I'm up to, what I've been doing. I'm really at like a crossroads with, I don't have that many videos on YouTube, as you can see, but I feel like all of my videos are pretty much the same thing. I'm talking to you before the gym, outside of the gym, work out, and then leave the gym and talk again. I've got a couple of videos with like where I'm with somebody else in the gym, but it's all obviously heavy gym content. I mean, Steph Lift is the name of the channel. So of course it's going to be a lot of lifting, a lot of fitness and stuff like that. But I want to show you a little bit of life outside of the gym as well. It's obviously a big part of who I am and what I do, but it's not everything. Like I obviously live a full life outside of being in the gym for an hour a day, most days a week. That's the other thing about this split too, is you're not in the gym for even an hour. A lot of my lifts I've been getting done in 45 minutes, which is great, but it does feel weird to not be in there forever. One other thing that I'll mention too is that I've been doing a really great job of getting my steps in, something that I knew I needed to be better at. I've been getting at least 10K. I've been averaging about 12K steps per day. I'm behind right now. I'm only sitting at about a little under 2,000 because I haven't moved a lot. But something that I did is I got a membership for a Planet Fitness just right across the street from my gym, literally like across the street. And I've been going there and doing my treadmill, cardio, whatever, getting my steps in. I've lifted a couple times there as well because they do have like free weight stuff that they used to not have. But that's been what I've been prioritizing this month, as well as this new split, but really prioritizing still being in the gym as much as I am, but getting those 10K steps in a day. All right, here's the lower B workout that we did this day. And it's really glute and hamstring focused. I noticed after I did these RDLs on this belt squat machine that my glutes and hamstrings were absolutely firing. Later, I'm going to do some lying leg curls, and I'm struggling to even do the minimum weight. But something I wanted to just call out here is finding out what works for you, and fitness is truly the best. A lot of times I see a lot of people asking, what's the best split? What type of rep range should I be focused on? All of that. The only thing that you should really be focused on in the gym is your consistency in there, finding what you like to do, finding what works for you on your schedule, and making sure that you're progressive overloading. Everything else is just fluff. You'll hear so many times where someone says, hey, this is the best squat variation to build your legs. And someone else will say, no, that squat variation's bad. You should use this one instead. And it's truly what works for you. It's personal preference. Finding what works for you and sticking to a consistent routine is what's going to give you the best results. I also found that recording yourself in the gym, if it's something that you're comfortable with doing, or maybe you can have somebody come with you and help you record your sets, even if you have no intention of posting them, is a really great way to figure out how you are actually looking in your sets. Not just your form, not just your pauses, things like that, but really paying attention to, am I going to complete failure? Sometimes I'll watch these clips back, and in the moment, as I'm lifting, I'm thinking, wow, I'm pushing myself so hard. It's almost like a mental block that I'm facing of like, I don't think I can do any more weight than I already have. And then I go back and watch the clip and I realize that I have a lot more in my tank than I initially thought. So I think recording can really benefit you to progressing in the gym and seeing how you're doing. I actually feel like going back and watching this recording, I'm realizing like, wow, I was pushing myself a lot harder, even though in the moment I felt really weak and really just out of routine, out of my comfort zone in this type of split. That's the other thing too, is this split is going to take time for me to get used to. I went from a very hypertrophied style of training legs 1 day a week, to switching it up. I was doing a 5-day training split. Now I'm doing an upper, lower, 2 different variations of upper, 2 variations of lower. And so essentially, instead of hitting legs once a week, sometimes I'll hit it up to 3 times a week. I'm resting when I feel like it's needed, but I'm also not giving myself a hard deadline of like, you have to rest this day, you have to rest that day. It's truly based on how I'm feeling in the moment and how I want to rest, or when I want to rest, I should say. I'm also realizing that there are little things that you can do to really progress yourself in the gym, whether it's changing your split, whether it's going to a different gym. You have to keep it fresh for you and you have to have fun. At the end of the day, if you absolutely hate what you're doing, whether that's the gym, your job, hobbies, whatever it may be, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to be consistent with it and you're not going to go to it. I truly believe that there is some form of physical activity that everybody can benefit from and that everybody will enjoy. Maybe your thing isn't weightlifting, but it's hiking. Maybe your thing isn't hiking, but it's running. Maybe your thing isn't running, but it's riding your bike. Maybe it's swimming. Maybe it's going to Pilates or yoga. There's something literally for everybody. You just have to kind of find what it is that's your thing and stick with it. Your thing is not going to be the same as everybody else. And so as we're approaching the end of our workout, I just want you guys to keep in mind that the only person that you should be in competition with is yourself. Don't be focused on anybody else or anything else. I really feel like I'm getting to a place where I'm just going in the gym and I'm really focusing on me. I'm not thinking about much of anything else, of just going through the motions, doing what I can, pushing myself as much as I can, and enjoying the lift. It all goes back to, if you're not enjoying it, it's not worth doing and you're not going to be consistent at it. So we're wrapping up calves here. I was absolutely toast after this workout. Now that I'm watching it back, like I said, I'm remembering a lot of the lift and I remember just feeling super weak. And here I am with 245 plates on the calf machine. So I'm not as weak as I thought I was, that's for sure. But guys, that's the end of the workout. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Get after your goals today. Don't compete with anybody but yourself, and have a great week. Y'all have not seen me in a while, but the hair is long. It's long. I'm pretty much only able to rock a hat without just having just the biggest hair ever. And so I need to cut it eventually, but honestly, I've been fucking with it being long, and I wear a hat like every day, which is the most like comfortable I can be. Me in a hat is just, you guys probably won't ever really see me without a hat unless I've got like a really great haircut. But regardless, we're not here to talk about hair. We're here to talk about the workout. Workout was, I don't know. If I had to rate it, I would say it was like a 7 out of 10. I think the hard part for me is that a lot of these lifts, I have to go pretty heavy. Or I have to go as heavy as I can go, and I'm failing. I'm not really leaving a lot in the tank. And that's definitely an adjustment for me. And at this gym, everything is already a lot heavier. My last lower day, I actually remember I hit it at Planet Fitness, and like it was a little bit more on par with where I was at with strength, where here it's like I need to go up in the weight because I'm not doing enough weight that I was doing initially for leg days here. But at the same time, it just feels, I don't know, it just feels a lot heavier is all I'm saying. And I think whenever the weight feels extra heavy, it can kind of get in your head a little bit. Even though you're not supposed to be doing long sets or a lot of reps, it can still feel like, am I doing enough? Am I coming in here and doing the work I need to do? I can tell you guys one thing though, my calves are on fire. I went really heavy on my last lower day, and then today it called for calves again. and I'm only doing 2 sets, but man, they are killing me. Like I can feel the muscle breaking down inside of my leg, which is great. I think it's just, it's going to take time to get used to it. Upper days are definitely a little bit more, they're still really challenging, but they're a little bit more on par with my comfortability of being like, okay, I can go heavier. And I feel like I'm still getting, you know, a good quality of work in, where lower days is just taking some time to get used to. The great thing about this upper lower split is that I am somebody who traditionally only hits legs once a week. It's typically on Friday, and the rest of my split's kind of a bro split. Doing upper lower like this has forced me to just go in and do whatever's on the agenda. Whatever's on the workout for that day is what I have to do. And I'm not overthinking like, oh, it's legs. Oh, man. You know, like today I feel like my lower day, which is legs, wasn't that great, but it's like, I'm going to hit lower again in a day. Like tomorrow will be upper and then Sunday will be lower. Even if I take a rest day, my next few days, I will hit lower again. So I feel like that's a good thing. It's also giving me like a better head frame with, and like headspace with lower days. I also did abs at the end. I didn't include that in there just because there was a lot of people by the ab machine, but abs are getting hit every lower day, just like 2 sets, heavy, whatever. Anyway, there's like a little bike gang going on. Gang. I don't know if that's the right word. Can I zoom in on here? I don't think I can. I'll try to zoom in on the edit. Not a bike gang. Oh my gosh. There's like a bike rally going on, but it's like all older people. And it's all like older bikes. This is the thing about me. I can look at those people and know that like we don't align on probably anything. Other than that, the only thing we could probably agree on is that the fact that we're both white, or all of us are white. But other than that, no, I'll probably cut that out. Fuck, that was fucked up. Anyway, guys, I'm heading home. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna head home. I need to eat something, and then we're gonna go, I don't know, on to the next adventure, I guess. So I'll see you guys when I fucking see ya. But we're not ending it here, don't worry. It's a beautiful day. Oh my God.
Oh, I thought he had a fuzzy jacket, but that's just his hair.
He's right
on one side.
Yay. Dude, look at him going over there. Is he the only one? Where's the turtle?
Oh, he just popped his head in.
Oh, damn.
When he jumps in the water, he went back to the side.
This is cute. Where are all his friends at? Is it just him?
Private pond.
Alright. You guys hear that? There's some thunder and some rain in the background. It's Tuesday, June, what's today? The 23rd. I didn't pick up the camera after Friday. Friday. It was Friday. I didn't pick up the camera after Friday. As you guys saw, Nikki and I went on a little walk in the evening. We walked for like 2 miles and it was absolutely incredible. It was great. The weather was perfect outside. It like wasn't hot, wasn't cold. It was just absolutely incredible. And we had a great time. And we were honestly talking about like, you know, we don't live in a place that has like mountains and beaches and stuff like that, but we still do have the ability to get outside. And we were both saying like how great we felt being outside and how like connected to nature we felt. And I think that's good for your soul, man. So gonna try to spend more time outside on the weekends and times where I don't have to be inside. Today, unfortunately, it's raining. We've been getting hit with storms all week. So it is what it is. But that was my weekend, as you all saw. The crazy thing is on Sunday, it was Father's Day. So we spent some time with Nikki's family. Went to the gym and I hit a lower day. It was a lower A day. The clip that you guys saw was lower B day. And I recalled after going to the gym and filming my workout, I made a comment to you all that I felt like my workout just wasn't very great. Like I was like, it's just a different way of training now, doing upper lower. it's high frequency, low volume. You're pushing as much weight as possible. And I can kind of get in my head a little bit because I'm not as strong as I want to be. I'm not repping things out like I'm used to. And I was just thinking about that after I was, after I filmed my workout. And then I went on Sunday and had another lower day. And even though on Friday I felt like my lower day was not the best, I went back on Saturday, had an upper day that was fine, and then went on Sunday and had a lower day. And I had one of the best lower days of my life. I was in and out in like 40 minutes because we had things to do because it was Father's Day. I just fucking went in and I just hammered the workout. I put my headphones on, I put my phone away. I just knew what I needed to go in there and hit, the sets, the reps, all that stuff. And it was unbelievable, you guys. And so that's one of the good things about running upper lower and doing the high frequency is the fact that you can go and have a day where you feel like, man, the workout wasn't that great. And then in 2 more days, you're going to go and have essentially the same type of workout and it could be better. So that's really the takeaway of upper lower. After Sunday, I'm falling in love with it. I think one thing that I need to start implementing in this coming, either this week or this coming weeks, is writing down my workouts because I know that I'm going heavy. I know I'm pushing and pulling and way more weight than I normally am. But from there, I'm not going to remember every single set I'm doing. So I want to write down the lift. I want to write down the workout. I want to say, okay, I did this much weight for this many reps so that when I go in, I am properly progressive overloading. I don't know what your guys' opinions on ChatGPT are, but I use it sometimes as a tool, as a resource. And I was asking Chat, like, what's more important? Is it time under tension? Is it high frequency? What is more important? And Chat was basically saying, like, every type of weightlifting has its place. Like, you can make gains from time under tension, really slow controlled reps, high rep ranges. You can make gains from shorter rep ranges where you're not necessarily cheating the weight, but you're not necessarily focusing super hard on the squeeze. There's not a one way to grow muscle. Like if you're pushing, pulling weight, at the end of the day, you're gonna grow muscle if you're consistently doing it. But the one thing that it 100% said you have to do in order to get the most muscle gain as possible is progressive overloading. So even if you're doing your typical hypertrophy training, 4 sets of 10 reps, you need to be increasing that weight and truly failing at the 10 rep range, truly failing at the 4 rep range, whatever it may be. And so the only way to really do that in the most precise way is to write your workouts down and to track how it is that you are lifting. Thanks for watching. This is the end of the video. I'm sorry it's been so long. I have no idea when I'm gonna be able to edit this, but we'll get to it. You guys will be seeing this in no time. And yeah, I'm not going to make empty promises. So I'll see you when I see ya. Peace. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at?